New York Revival, I'm in the building.
Let's go.
Live with the Revival!
Let's go.
Let's go.
Man, we need to get our producer here. I tell you, we screwing up here. We are rusty. Peace and blessings. This is your boy, Eli Rax, a.k.a. Vibes, and welcome to New York Revival, where it's not just sports, it's entertainment. And I'm here with my brother, man. You guys know who he is, and that's Mr. Glass Half Full of Nets.
If you nasty.
Ooh, yeah. I like when you chop it up like that. I like when you chop it up like that.
Like chopping screwed a little bit.
Yeah.
And of course, my brother El Jefe, which is currently on a toilet bowl trying to figure it all out, where he went wrong throughout the day and what he ate. Shout out to you.
It's going around. It's going around, dude.
It's going around. And shout out to you. Yes, you the revivalists in the chat. Please hit that thumbs up. Share this broadcast if you are on X. Hit that like button. Hit that repost button. Follow us. And if you're on YouTube, hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all the support. You guys are the revivalists. We got revivalists of the month, Greg. We got also Sarge. If you hear us, Sarge, you're going to be revivalists of the month next month. And the reason why I think Sarge hasn't been revivalists of the month, because he used to do content creating for a little bit. So we had him on the show with a couple of guys he used to do the shows with. So, Sarge, we'll make you the following, man, and make that priority for us, man. But shout out to everybody in the building. Speed, what a weekend we had. What a wild card weekend. But first, man, how was your weekend? What was going on, brother?
Weekend was good. It was a survival weekend for me. The wifey went on her little yearly girls trip, so it was me and the boys, dudes night out. We had a good weekend. We all survived. We're all alive and made through. Then we got the pleasure of watching lots of football all weekend. We did college football playoffs on Thursday, Friday. Leads right into wild card weekend. The game sucked for the most part, except for one of them. But I'll never complain when I got that much football to watch. And it's refreshing to watch good teams. It's been a while since we got to consistently watch good teams. So that was nice to see, man. But how about your weekend, E?
Man, listen, the weekend was great. Watched a lot of football myself, thank goodness, man. And like you said, Speed, just to see the amount of good football teams. And, man, I'm not going to lie. I was like, I'm jealous. The Giants have a long way to go as far as looking like a decent product on the field. And, of course, you watch the games and you correlate it to your own home team, right? You just go, what's missing? How can we get better? How can we be this good? And then you start to get sad. Then you go, man, the future just doesn't look good. So you start to drown your sorrows away a little bit there. So, Speed, I did a little bit of everything this weekend. But wild card weekend was only one game, kind of suspenseful there that I watched there, Speed. And we'll get into it because we did a nice little ranking here. But, Speed, I have to tell you, the Giants got a long way to go. And a lot of news came out, which we'll get to, of course, guys. But, Speed, I actually ranked these games, and you actually was like, hey, E, I did it wrong. And just come to find out, I did it wrong how I broke it down. Awesome. But like you said, it worked out, Speed. And what I did, of course, I rated the games from 1 to 6. And 6 I had was the Minnesota Vikings versus the Chargers. That was the worst game we've seen all weekend. It was a complete blowout for the Minnesota Vikings. And, of course, you saw that coming because there's no way Sean McVay was going to have Minnesota coming. I don't care who the hell's on calling the defensive plays. I don't care. All right? He was going to go in there and actually do his thing. And that game was Speed. Give me a 5 hit on that one. No, that's 6, brother.
I mean, listen, that game lived up to what you said it was going to be. It was going to be a dumpster fire. Sam Darnold turned into a pumpkin. He turned into a pumpkin. He saw the ghosts. It was all kinds of Halloween shit, man. Sam Darnold, his stock has taken a major hit after that Lions game and after this recent Rams game. I think he still could be a good high-end bridge quarterback, but we were talking perennial starter potentially. Now Minnesota has an easy decision to make. They're going under JJ McCarthy, and it'll be interesting to see where Darnold ends up. He's going to be in that Baker Mayfield territory where he's got to prove himself again, and he got to find a new home. So we'll see. I don't know. What do you think about it, man?
And it's funny, Speed, because they actually kind of said it because they're alluding to Daniel Jones coming back for the 2025 season. So that should tell you, like, okay, they have their backup guy that's a tad bit better just in case JJ McCarthy goes down. Because let's be honest, right? Let's be honest. We can all talk about, Sam Darnold's actually in the game. He's doing well. He does look better than Daniel Jones. Look, in its totality, they are one and the same as far as statistically in a couple years as far as that. And I tell you, man, I think Daniel Jones is slightly better as far as he got the ability. You know what I mean? The arm is stronger. So it's just a matter of if the head coach over there can actually get Daniel Jones up to par a little bit. You know what I mean? And the fact that Daniel Jones is sitting and actually learning, he can actually be a better upgrade at backup than Sam Darnold would. But you're absolutely right. I think JJ McCarthy is going to come back. He's going to start. And if he falls on his face, you got a better backup plan in Daniel Jones back there.
It'll be interesting. It'll be interesting to see if they keep Daniel Jones because does Daniel Jones maybe have a better chance of starting somewhere else? Is someone else going to take a low? It's going to be a low risk on him. And will he get a better opportunity to start behind a crappier situation where there isn't a rookie quarterback, ready to take over? It'll be interesting to see because again, Minnesota gets a comp pick too if he leaves, and it's like free money to them. So it'll be interesting to see how they play it, but. I mean, it's hard to pick a better system to go to than O'Connell, McVay system. That they flourish there. They flourish. Darnold, he had it set up, man. 2 top wide receivers, a top running back. He had a great defense, and he shit the bed. So I don't know. It'll be interesting to see where he goes.
And you know what? So let me just say this too, because shout out to my guy, Fire Pit Joe, man. Hopefully you enjoyed the shirt that we sent to your brother.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So definitely, man, we do appreciate it. Hold on, man. Do I got the air horns in there?
There it is.
But
there
you must have been looking at
Oh.
my IG post. There is a video coming tomorrow. We're gonna talk all about the Rooney rule. And man, it's a doozy. So guys, look out for that tomorrow. We're gonna drop it. It's already been recorded for you guys. So look out for it. If you're not on my IG or the New York Revival IG, we drop exclusives there before we drop it on X. Just saying. But coming
Big
soon,
episode.
man. Shout out to you, man. Huge episode, man. That's a lot to chew on, a lot to talk about. So that's gonna be great, man. So shout out Fire Pit Joe on that one. But let me say this.
Yeah, go ahead. What I was gonna say is your second least favorite game. I think I remember, if I remember correctly, your third least is the Chargers Texans, which was to start off the fucking playoffs. First of all, it seems like Texans are always playing in that first game. But very surprising result. I expected it not to be great, but like I didn't think the Texans were going to go out and win by 20 points. Are you kidding me? Like total domination. What's going on with Justin Herbert, bro? What are we doing with Justin Herbert? I mean, every time I think he's going to take a step into the next echelon, he just chokes in big games, man. I don't understand it. So
I can't put my finger on it as far as Justin Herbert's concerned.
Yeah.
I really don't know what's going on with that. And the fact that he's a mystery still, and again, you look at Justin Herbert, like you say, he's the upper echelon of quarterbacks. Gets paid like one. He gets paid like an elite quarterback. And the fact that he just can't find his way in the playoffs. Listen, let's be honest. Even in the middle of the season, he's kind of shaky, right? There's a couple games where you go, man, what's going on with Justin Herbert? It takes a little time for him to catch on a little bit. Correct me if I'm wrong, Speed, because I know looking at it, I'm like, it takes him a little bit in certain games.
Yes,
so just looking at him, I'm like,
he went 23-3. He went 23 touchdowns, 3 interceptions this year. He had a very clean. What? You think that's bad?
That's terrible for a guy that we deem as an upper echelon. No.
23 touchdowns, 3 interceptions the whole year.
Oh, forgive me. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. I was like,
I was like, 3
that's a very good season.
No, that's a good season.
Yeah. He's plus 20. Yeah. Like that. So I think that's like, and he was in a run heavy offense. So like he put together 101.7 rating, QB rating, best of his career. He had a good season and he just fell flat on his face when it mattered the most. And this is not a one-time thing. It happens at the end of games all the time, his whole career. in the Jags game, the playoff game, he choked in that game. I think they were up 27. I don't know, 27-0 in that Jags game a couple years ago. Remember that against Trevor Lawrence?
Right.
And let fucking Trevor Lawrence right back into it. They couldn't close the game out. I don't know what it is, man. I can't explain it because I love the quarterback himself. Yeah, he's the anti-Eli Manning.
That's the thing. And listen, not everyone could be clutch. Not everyone could be that guy when the lights is on, they show up. And this is the Lamar Jackson effect. Like, as soon as Lamar reaches the conference, the AFC conference, the lights dim for him all of a sudden. So that could be something there that we see with these type of quarterbacks. Phillip Rivers was another quarterback,
another Charger,
right? And he just can't get over the hump. So I can't quite put my finger on it as far as Justin Herbert, but
wild.
If you shut down the run, it seems, and put it all in his hands, I guess that's the plan when it comes to the playoffs, Speed. If you shut down the run, do the basic knowledge of football, right? Shut the run down, let the quarterback try to beat you. Yeah. He just can't. He just can't rise to that occasion. I don't know, Speed. Yeah. It's hard to put my finger on it. I have no idea what's going on with Justin Herbert. I really don't.
It's hard to explain. Maybe Chargers should just let go of him and let him come to the Giants, and we'll figure it out with him. But the other game on Saturday night, again, another blowout. Is the Ravens just manhandled the Steelers, and you could have seen this one coming from a mile away. I gotta be honest with you. Russ and the Steelers, I think they started at 10-3. They finished the season 10-7, and they just were on a downward decline week after week. And then it begs the question: what do the Steelers do with Mike Tomlin? Do you ride out? How long do you go on with the? He always finishes above 500. How long does that last before they haven't been competing for a Super Bowl in a very long time in Pittsburgh, and that's what their standard is. So, what do you think about Mike Tomlin and the loud talk from Pittsburgh fans that he should be going?
Steelers fans, listen to me. Listen to me good. I want you guys to understand this is coming from a Giants fan, just to let you know what a good coach looks like. You guys have Mike Tomlin, where he takes trash and makes it into freaking treasures for you guys, okay? What type of players do you expect him to draft? This media, number one, number two. What do you expect him to draft when he's always above 500?
That's a problem.
At this point, too, is it the coach? Or do you look at the GM and go, man, you can't really evaluate talent too well here, guy, because I'm taking your trash and I'm taking them to the playoffs here. I still don't have a quarterback. You said it too, though. I still don't have a wide receiver. I still don't have this guy. There's so many holes in there, and he's still playing and getting these guys coached up to go out there and play well. What do you want him to do? There's so much he can do at this point. At this point, you look at the GM and go, where's the talent? Where?
But you said it. You said it too, though. They always finish with 10 wins. So you're picking at the end of the first round every year. It's hard to find great talent.
You gotta hit Speed.
I hear you.
Gotta hit Speed.
They're stuck in, we talk about quarterback hell. They're stuck in a different kind of hell. They're always 8-8, 9-8, 10-7, 8-9. They're stuck in that gap where they can't get a high enough draft pick to get that quarterback that they need. And they can't, and they're just good enough to make the playoffs because Tomlin is a great coach. So they're just stuck. It's in repeat since 2016.
I have an idea, Speed. I'm not gonna lie to you. I was thinking because I'm like, man, what can save Mike Tomlin? Because their fans are like fed up with them. I'll take them. Whenever y'all guys ready to get rid of them, the Giants fans here, we'll take them. Trust me, we will. We want to see some winning football. We'll take them.
I'll drive all the way to Pittsburgh for him.
I'll go pick them up for you. In fact, I'll even move him out of his house. I'll move his furniture, my bad back and all. All right, I'll do it all, okay? But let me make this clear, Speed. I'm like, you know what? At this point, we know what he can do with less talent on the Pittsburgh Steelers. Go trade your draft capital. If you can't hit the draft in the draft, then go trade your capital away and say, hey, you know what? Let me get your number 1 overall pick, and I'll let you have 4 overall picks. And again, I'm just exaggerating with the 4 first overall picks there.
Yeah.
But let me give you at least 3 to 4 high-end picks here to try to get to the number 1 so I could go get my quarterback finally, and then I can move out the way because I can't hit anyway, it seems to be in the draft. If that's the case, right, Speed? I think that's a great scenario. If they was like, yo, let me trade a couple picks away because I haven't been hitting. Now, listen, I'm sure they hit on some players in the first, second round. I'm sure they did. I'm sure they did. But has it been done lately? I don't know. Speed, you could correct me with that. But if
I
not, Speed,
got
I'm just going by saying if not. We're just speaking hypothetical here. If they don't hit as much, go trade that draft capital away. Go get your quarterback in the future. Go get him.
I know what you mean.
Go
I know
get
what
him.
you mean, dude.
You know what I mean? But Speed, go ahead, man. Go chime in, brother. Tell me if
so
I'm
I got
I'm
a question for you. First, I got a question for you. Well, they've gotten some decent players, but nobody's a star. Again, you got George Pickens, you got Joey Porter Jr., who've been good players, and there's a couple of guys in between. But no splashes because it's, again, you're picking in the 20s, in 15, 20s every round. But I got a question for you, E.
Yeah.
If there was a world where you could trade the number 3 pick for Mike Tomlin, are you doing it? Yeah. Yeah.
Let me tell you.
One of the best coaches in history or a game-changing player. Which one do you?
Let me tell you why I'll do it. Why I'll do that, and in a heartbeat too. And I know I took some time to think about it because I was like, man, let me really think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches are extremely hard to find as well. Otherwise, the league won't be turning over so much. They got a high turnover rate. Every year, somebody's getting fired on multiple teams or contracts not being extended, which we'll talk about on multiple teams. And there's not that many leader of men. And when you look at Mike Tomlin, you go, man, the fact that he can take rags to riches, you got to swing the fence and go, give me that. Because I know if I get a Jameis Winston in here or if I get a Justin Field, which is already on Pittsburgh and he has he's familiar with them. I couldn't even get the word out. Stay embraces. He's familiar with Justin Fields there. So you can sign him as a free agent and be that bridge guy for you and at least sustain a little bit of success over there at the Giants. If the Giants win 9 games, that's just perfect for him. That's perfect. So of course you got rid of the third overall pick for a guy that gave you 9 games winning, and we've been only winning 3. We don't we're winning freaking 4. Like, come on. You make that switch. And then you go, you know what? Hey, we won 9 games. Let's see if we can get some other capital in here to try to get our quarterback. Or they have options in the second round 2 pick. Jackson Dart, I'm really liking everything about this guy every time I look at film. So it's not like you give away the third overall pick, and guess what? If Jackson Dart's in that late first round when you feel like somebody's going to trade for him, get rid of your second and your third, go get your quarterback, and now you have Justin Fields, Jackson Dart, learning under a leader of men, a guy that can get more out there coaches than any NFL coach in the league, it seems, because we've seen the success rate over there at Pittsburgh. You go and you swing at that. You go and throw that third pick for a guy like that. Go get him. Yeah. Any quarterback's going to work under that system there for Mike Tomlin. That's just me.
I hear you. It's so. I mean, I'll tell you what. I want him to hang on one more year. Hang on one more year, and then we'll come get you, Mike. We'll come get you if you have another bad year. Because at some point, I get it. Pittsburgh needs a change, right? Like you can't keep living in this constant 8 to 10 win range. Something has to change. The cries in Pittsburgh are getting too loud. Like again. Andy Reid, it's his time in Philly had to come to an end at some point. It didn't have to, but it did. But like Tom Coughlin, we fired him here. Even though at some point, it just you just need to change for the sake of change. I'm not saying it's a good thing, but they're saying his offenses are always archaic. He's not come up with the times. I love you, man. A little man's just saying good night. Yeah.
Good night.
And then their defense, they spent tons of money on that defense. It came up short. They got rocked against Baltimore. They spent more money on that defense than anybody in the league, and they got rocked by Baltimore. So I'm just saying, at some point, there's going to come a tipping point, and it seems like the fire has never been hotter under great coach, under great coach's ass.
Insane to me.
But I will take him in a heartbeat, like you said, next year. If they decide to get rid of him, please,
like
Rudy,
you said,
help us.
Give him one more year, and if it's one more year, and those fans are starting to lose patience with Mike Tomlin, they'll let him go probably because the fans, of course, once we know how it is over here in the Giants community. Let's be honest, right? So once the fans start to chirp a little bit louder, I'm sure they'll make that move. But guess who could come swooping in?
Hey, Maris, listen, the Maris and the Rooney's, we have a thing.
They're family. They're family.
Help us, help you, kind of deal.
I'm just saying. And if he's that coach and we get rid of Dayball and we clean house like we're expecting, because I don't expect much from the Giants, and we'll get into that later in the season, guys. We won't bore you with that, okay? But I'm telling you right now, you clean house and Mike Tomlin's the number one. He's coming to the Giants. There's no doubt in my mind that's going to happen. And
Come
I'm telling
on down,
you,
bro.
we're going to go from last to at least competing in the NFC East because everything is
It'd be
changing
nice.
around in the NFC East at this point, Speed. Let's be honest here. I'm
We're gonna
liking
talk about
this
it a little bit more.
Oh, yeah, and we will, Speed. And before we do, Speed, there's a couple things that we want to go through.
Wait, hold on. Real quick. We didn't talk about the rest of the playoff games. Real quick, I'll run through it.
Didn't. Yes,
Broncos, Bills. You said you weren't going to like that game. Turns out you're right. 31-7. Josh Allen just dominated. That offense dominated. It was never a game from. Look. Oh, hold on.
Uh-oh, Speed. You got it, Speed. Don't worry, Speed. I hear you, bro. Don't worry. So listen, let's go right into it, Speed, until you get everything back going here. The number one game, Speed, let's just get right into it. Rip the Band-Aid off. Number one game that I said, hey, this is going to be a great performance game. This game we better pay attention to. Guess what? Washington and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Okay. We all and I said this last week when we was trying to rate which game is going to be best out of the top 6, and this is the game I called for. I said, hey, I think Washington and Tampa Bay, those guys are really close as far as talent-wise, right? I was like, Speed, because he was like, Speed, and again, Speed, you kind of looked at me when I was like, no, dude, I'm telling you, it's going to be a good game to watch. It's going to be very close. Yeah. And you were like, really? Like, Tampa, like, you don't think Tampa Bay? I was like, I'm telling you, those teams are evenly matched, and it's going to be a good game to watch, Speed. And I think I was right on that. I think I was 100% right on that. And Speed is back. Speed is back. Let's go.
I'm back.
You're back.
Jeez.
You know what I'm saying? So I think that was a good show because again, they only won by 3 points as far as Washington. But man, I'm hating.
Well, listen, that game was right there. That game was right there the whole time.
Speed. And we could go through the game and etc. But I want to clear the elephant in the room. Let's just rip the Band-Aid off. Washington is not anybody you could whoop on anymore.
No.
Okay?
No.
When you look at Jaden Daniels putting on the show that he put on, I think it was over 300 yards, 2 touchdowns, right? If I can remember, Speed, correct me if I'm wrong. Yep. You got the stats. No. I'm not a stat guy.
Nailed
okay?
it. You nailed it.
But when you look at a quarterback like that, by the way, he's a rookie, and I'm sure he's going to run away with Rookie of the Year. I'm sure there's other people there, but I haven't seen anybody putting on a show like Jaden Daniels have, but maybe that's just me, all right? But when you look at a quarterback such as Jaden Daniels, and you look at the division the New York Giants is in, you go, the Giants are on like rude awakening at this point next season. Because not only they have a tough schedule, Speed, the division just got way better than them. They've been outlapped by the freaking Washington Commanders. And then I go, hey, man, the Washington Commanders, man, like these guys are really like, they are them. Like, it's funny how they figured it out before the Giants. And everybody told me, you know what they told me in my comments, me? Well, at least it only took them 30 years to figure it out. So I go, okay.
It did take a while.
And listen, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, you cooked them in there. Oh, you're right. This. Well, newsflash, people. The Washington Commanders have 3 Super Bowls. We only have 1 more than them. How bad can that franchise be? A dog's going to find a steak dinner in the trash can eventually, right? Yeah. Guess when the last time the Giants won a Super Bowl? 13 years ago?
Yeah.
Washington Commanders been in the playoffs within those time frames. They wasn't always this terrible, guys. Let's be honest. But I'm telling you who's trending. If you look at the years, and according to my calculations, the Giants are trending in the direction the Washington Redskins was in before. This isn't hard. I don't care. I don't want to hold on to the past of, 30 years. It took them 24, 25, 30 years to figure it out. They still have trophies in the case. They're not as positive franchise as Philadelphia just got on the scoreboard. What are we talking about? That's the one you can talk about like, yo, they're not even close to us. You can talk your shit with that. Talk about that. But don't talk about the Washington Commanders like there was just some sort of slouch all. Yeah, they haven't won, but they still got 3 in the case. And you only got 1 more than them. You kidding me? Those guys outlapped us. And you guys talking about it took 30 years. You guys sound stupid right now in my comments. You sound stupid. Those guys are kicking our asses next year. You mean to tell me we're going to beat them? Hell no. Guys, let's cut the crap here. I'm telling you, let's cut the crap here. I'm dead serious. Cut it out. Let's stop to sit here and act like the Giants are trending in the right direction. They are not. The Giants look like crap. And that's what worries me.
No.
That's what worries me. And Speed, hopefully you can come back here.
I'm back.
That's
Do you hear me?
I hear you, bro. I hear you, but I don't
Okay.
see you. But we'll get you back in here.
I gotta fix my internet. But real quick, I will say this. This is the only thing I'll say on Washington. And you're right. It does wonders when you can get great ownership in there. And that's as a Met fan, I know what it's like to have bad ownership for so long and have no hope. And now what Cohen has done is breathed new life into the organization, and it just feels different. And listen, when it comes down to it, they were just a bit shittier than we were last year. And you know what? They got their hands on Jaden Daniels, and we didn't. I don't know. It's sometimes as unfortunate as that for Giants fans, but like, hey, they have their answer now. He is him. He is a stud, and we got to deal with him for the next. But real quick, I want to pivot real quick on this. Did you see who was at the game? And did you see who was cheering on his former LSU teammate?
Of course,
Malik Neighbors. Do you have a problem with this? I want to ask.
No.
He was cheering his boy on. No problem.
Listen, none at all. And Speed and the GOAT. Another wild weekend I had within my mentions here, and I'll get right into it. But I was like, man, I'm rooting for Saquon Barkley. Now again, guys, it was tongue in cheek. It was a joke, trolling. People were like, I'm unfollowing you. I'm this, that, and the third. I'm like, dude, unfollow. You guys sound like crybabies. Unfollow, please. I'll even make it good and worth your while. I'll block you. All right. This way we'll never see each other again. Let's block each other. Okay. Let's figure this out. So when I look at Jaden Daniels and he was not Jaden Daniels. When I look at Malik Neighbors and he was at the game, and then I seen him giving him the same hell they gave me, and that's really his guy. He's really supporting his quarterback, his teammate. And they're like, "Oh, you're a Giant." I'm like, "Yo, you guys serious? When the hell does sports have become Bloods and Crips all of a sudden? When the hell you can't cross on the other side of a field all of a sudden? Why you can't root for another team all of a sudden? Like, are you guys really like? Come on, man. Life can't be that. They're like that line drawn. Like
it is though. It is for a lot of people,
so
dude. This is life and death shit.
It's entertainment.
Did you hear our boy Snacks on? Did you hear our boy Snacks on Wheel of Fortune today? By the way, shout out Snacks for going on Wheel of Fortune. If you guys haven't seen him out there, check him out. But he said he breathes.
He does.
It's Giants football, family, breathing. That's the level of passion.
Speed.
I mean, I don't know. What
there we go. There we go. We got Speed back.
I'm getting out.
No. You good.
I'm getting out. I'll come back in.
You gonna come back in?
But I'm saying, yeah. What I'll say is the last thing before I come back out and go back in, whatever. People live and die by this shit, man. They hate the Eagles. They hate the Cowboys. They hate the Commanders. Not so much Commanders are probably third in the hate list right now, but like, there are people that have legit problems with them rooting on a rival, Malik Neighbors. But this is a different time nowadays, man. It's a different time. These kids are all friends. They played with each other. They ruined on a teammate, and there's no hatred there like there used to be. But
yo, it just mind boggles me. Speed,
I'll be right back. You go.
Speed. It just mind boggles me that yes, I do get it. I do understand. You want to be diehard Giants fans. You guys want to be like, I'm a Giants fan, and I could do all that. I could hate a Cowboys fan. I could hate a Philly fan. I could hate a Washington Commander fan. I could do all that. When it's showtime, it's showtime. I could do that. But the minute we start taking it in something like serious, like again, and I use the analogy of gang banging, right? Like when you go to different gangs, like sections in LA, you can't wear a certain color. Like they really die for this. Sports is not made for you to die over. Okay. It's just not.
You never seen Green Street Hooligans, man. You never seen Green Street Hooligans.
I probably gotta watch that now. But yo, I'm just saying, it's not that serious. I can go and still have. There's plenty of friends of mine that are Dallas fans, Washington fans, Philly fans. My coworker man's a Philly fan. He gives me hell all the time. But I never don't want to hate. Like, I don't hate the guys. I love that dude. He's a brother. You know what I mean? Like, I never in my life, man, would ever thought that people would be this sensitive over football. I just think it's mind-boggling to me, Speed. I don't get it.
I hear you, dude.
I just don't get it. Now I do get the whole the competition of it, the spirit of it. I get it. I get all of it. But I just don't like the other stuff that, like, you guys taking it too serious. When someone on there in your mentions like, fuck you, man, fuck you, fuck everything that you live for. Fuck, I'm like, you serious?
Yeah,
you guys sound
bro.
crazy.
Hey, listen, fans is short for fanatic. The people are fanatical about it, dude. It's a crazy way to live, but I know too many people that are too over. It takes over their whole lives, you know. And I used to be that way for a while. I've stepped a little bit further back now, but there's people that are way passionate about this and to a fault. And we can talk about one of the guys that was a little too passionate about it. How about this fucking asshole in Philly? Hey, listen, he goes out there and says a word that we're not going to say here because we're gentlemen. I mean, I might say it in jest one of these times, so let's bring me to that.
Let's bring this up. Let's give him his
this
15 minutes of fame right here.
This douchebag, like, he's got the face of a guy that would say something like bad to a woman like that. Like, they found his ass, they cooked him. And I want to talk to you about this because he berated this. First of all, the Packers fan, apparently they're content creators, and by all what we can see from this video, they didn't mean any harm. And this guy is out here berating this guy's wife, and he's calling her a dumb effing ugly C word. And I've talked shit. I've talked shit a lot in my life, but there was never one point where I go after a person like that and make it personal like that. I'm talking shit on your team. I'll go back and forth, but to call someone's wife that in front of their husband and like, what kind of world are we living in? And this is why people don't want to go to football games anymore because of douchebags like this. And what would you do in that scenario? Because there's a lot of people giving this guy shit for videotaping it and not, sticking up for his wife or
He did the right thing.
What's your take on this, E?
He did the right thing. I mean, again, some people will handle it with violence or whatever the case is. But I'll tell you this, man, if he would have punched that guy square in the face, there's about 1 million other Philly fans that would have jumped in and jumped that guy and really hurt his wife and himself as well. So you got to know one thing you got to know when you're a calm person and you in a different territory. I grew up on this. If I know I don't belong there and I'm outnumbered there, I'm going to smartly get the hell out of there as calmly as possible. Because that can turn ugly. You don't want your wife to be in any type of situation or whatever the case is. So he handled it the right way. Now, of course, if you got the advantage a little bit, you can chirp a little more, whatever the case is. But Speed, you're absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head. And I'm gonna talk about me here. I do one game a year, guys. Okay. And the reason why I do 1 game a year, not because the Giants suck. They do, but it's just I'm more comfortable at home. I'm more comfortable at home watching the game. And the reason why, because again, guys, I'll put myself out there on the internet. Some DMs that I get could be a little bit crazy. So I just go, man, what if I run into someone and I don't know who these face are? These dudes just got their face in their avies as the Clouds, Luigi, some other clown. I don't know. You get what I'm saying? Right. So I'm like, man, I got to run into these people. So guys, listen, you got to believe in your amendment, right? I'm just letting you know right now. That's the only way I'm feeling secure. But to get myself out my situation, I won't put myself in that situation because you got people like this guy that could ruin the experience of being a fan of your team or just being a fan of the sport overall. So with that being said, Speed, I think the guy handled it the right way. I just think it's wrong, man. And at this point, in this juncture, this is something everyone must do. Guys, a lot of people don't understand there is more good than bad. And a lot of people, a lot of people are such assholes. No, there is more good people than bad. And you got to start putting these people like this on blast. They're the bad people. You outnumber them.
So he lost his job. He lost his job. Good. His life is basically over.
Good. And hopefully his wife leaves him. I hope so.
Yeah. I think he's got a daughter, a wife. This guy's life is over because of a stupid fucking thing that he did during a fucking playoff game. It boggles my mind, and there's some people that are saying, hey, listen, he made one bad comment in his life, but hey, listen, you're getting recorded. You see it. You see the camera. This guy doubled down and kept going, man. Like, have some awareness of your surroundings. This is the social media world that we live in. If you think you can get away with something like that, you're fucking sadly mistaken. You put your name out there, your face is on it, and most of the times, sorry about that. Most of the times, the guys fighting, that other dude, and it doesn't get on camera. Like instead of videotape, but now this guy chose a peaceful way to go about it. Didn't fight the dude,
He did the right
and
thing.
that guy's over. He got justice one way or another. It seems like
Yes, he did. And listen, man, sometimes street justice, not say street justice, or this way
Social
is the
media
best justice.
justice.
It's the best justice in the world. Speak again. This guy didn't have to make a fool of himself by punching a guy in the face or hurting himself or his wife in that situation. He was very calm. This is a great example, guys. You are at a game because we've seen brawls happen on the screen before, right? Speed. We've seen it, and we're like, man, there's kids there, there's women there, there's children there.
Yeah.
Like, you guys got to lead by example. That was perfect. To get rid of someone not only changed their lives forever, because unfortunately, and a lot of people go, man, that's too far. He lost his career. He lost this. No, it's not. Because now the guy has to deal with that trauma of this guy cursing his wife out. And of course, people on the internet saying, well, how come you didn't punch him in the mouth? Well, how come you this and how come you that? That's trauma too in some way.
Yeah.
He's been
I think about the other kids that are around there too that see their first fight. They're just sitting there trying to take a football game in. How many kids have seen these bad fights in front of them? Because adults can't fucking keep their keep their chill.
And listen, I don't want to say, because a lot of people go, man, you got to ban alcohol. You got to ban. No, you shouldn't ban alcohol. Like, you should just be a responsible adult.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, like, you're driving to a stadium
or get fired.
That's listen. At this point, if that's the example of you acting up and you losing your career, your family, and etc., then good. Let that be the example and not act a fool in public the way you guys are acting.
More people should take video of that shit.
Exactly. Like, the dude looks like he's older than us, Speed. The dude looks like he's in his late 50s. Like, he's almost to retirement. Dude, what is wrong with you? You've been part of the hotel industry. What hotel you going to be working? Like, dude, you should know hospitality at some point,
that's supposed to be your shit.
You're supposed to be like, yo, let me chill. Speed, I'll go to a game, and there can be an opposing team there, and they'll walk out and I'll be, yo, good game. Good game, man. Y'all got us today. Nothing wrong with that. Again, this is where people take it too far. And I understand the word fanatics where you say you breathe football. You're this. I get all that. But if you can't maintain your composure and be a decent human being,
that's it.
What the hell you here for?
Right.
Get out the way. Be a decent human being first, everything second.
Well, like I said, I've talked shit in many stadiums before. I've talked lots and lots of shit. I've even got, got close to arguments, but like, it's never gone to the point where I've crossed the line. When it gets that close, I have fun in talking shit. You can talk shit, but be respectful of another human being. Yeah, of course. Is that too much to ask? That too much to ask, man? It just at some point you don't deserve to get back. And I hope you love the Philadelphia Eagles so much, and then you never get to now see them again. You're not allowed back in that stadium. Your life has changed because I hope it was worth it. I hope it's fucking worth it.
He gonna be watching him from the street in a second. He ain't got no. You about to lose your job? He lost his job, bro. That's great. Like, listen. Not to say crazy.
That's social media justice nowadays, dude.
Crazy, because I'm like, man, finally some good came out of a situation like that. Somebody lost it all. And just be careful. Don't be the one to lose it all for no internet, for no BS, for no being a fan. It's entertainment. It's there to escape from your reality that you may be going through something. That's what sports is for. That's what music is for. It's to escape what you're going through, okay? And for you to act a complete jerk in front of people like that and disrespecting a woman, it's just crazy to me, man. And don't get on TV talking about, well, they started it first and this, that. No, we only saw you and your actions, because you could have easily been like, no, I'm not going to feed into you, man, but you have a good day. Mm-hmm. And that's it. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So I already know you were the aggressor. The video shows it, man. Don't try to flip the story later on down the line. At least I hope you won't, but good for you, man.
And now you have Philly. Now you have Philly fans saying, "Hey, well, he should have called the hotline number first." I was like, you expect this dude in the middle of an argument to let me look up the fucking Philly hotline number so I can go? No, dude, he's in the middle of his wife getting berated. He doesn't have the presence of mind to call the usher fucking hotline because you fucking assholes don't know how to conduct yourselves in a stadium. That's not what he's gonna do. So don't come at him for doing what he did. He got his justice the way he wanted to, and you know what? maybe don't ever fucking do that again. Maybe, like you said, maybe that's the standard. If you're gonna get caught on TV, you're fired. Don't go to a fucking football game if you're gonna act like that. Sorry.
And listen, I would love to see Philly Stadium. I would love to. But if that's part of your culture, because we've seen videos where kids are berating adults, kids, my son or my daughter that age at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, they never right. Listen, they're almost adults now, and they still will never disrespect no one outside. Never, because you teach them well. So if that's your culture, then Philly, you need to really freaking rethink about what the hell you're doing out there.
Yeah,
because if that's what you teach your kids to be complete scumbags and scums of the earth, then you're a terrible person and you're a terrible parent. Hands down. It's that simple.
It's sad, man. But let's pivot here.
Batteries at Santa. That's crazy. I remember that.
Yeah,
song.
that's just fucking nuts.
Let's pivot, man. And then it said it was his fault in the article. Yo, Philly, you got some things happening over there. I don't know what's in the water over there in Philly, but y'all bugging the fuck out. Way the fuck out over there. But listen, let's pivot, man, because of course we got Mike McCarthy that is out in Dallas.
So surprising.
Speed, and a lot of Giants fans, and you tell me how you feel, Speed. But a lot of Giants fans is like, "Oh man, you listen good. You know, it was good. We were beating them anyway. I mean, I'm just saying we should have kept them there. We could have beat them and eventually got back to beating Dallas again." Yeah, that's how they sound. That's the sound. That's the crazy.
You all sound like Kermit the Frog.
It sounds like. Sounds like let me tell you, you should have stayed there because eventually we'd have beat Dallas. I'm just saying, eventually would have got up there and beat Dallas. And they should have kept him there. I like Mike McCarthy there. No, they were kicking our ass. Listen, man, I think it's only gonna get worse, Speed. I ain't gonna lie to you, because Dallas is gonna get better. They still have the team there. Yes, they're a little bit older. The offensive line is still the offensive line. Dak Prescott is still Dak Prescott. And
but is Dak gonna be there? Is Dak going to be there?
Well, they extended him, Speed. They extended him, right? So
I know, but you could trade him. You could trade him now. Listen,
but
if
Speed,
the rumors
how do you
feel
feel about this, Speed?
Yeah. Okay.
Before we go to the rumor, how do you feel about this?
Let's start with this.
Let me tell you.
Oh my God! Let me tell you why.
Let me tell you why this is a bad idea.
No, dude, for real though, I don't think.
I'm sorry.
Listen, I don't think McCarthy was a good coach. I don't think he's a good coach, and I think that it was only a matter of time. They should have got rid of his ass before this year started. I said it from the beginning. He's a bad coach. He's gonna get fired, and he coached them to 7 wins, and now they're fucking in hell with the draft pick. And I don't know, man. Like, because I think he's was holding them back. I don't think McCarthy is a difference maker. So I truly believe that this is not a good move for Giants fans, because if they improve and get a difference maker in there, it's going to be bad news, because the Cowboys are going to be right back to the top. But they could go the other way, and it could go the other way. It could get worse, and I don't know what they're going to do with Dak, man.
Speed, you know how it could get worse?
How?
I don't care what no one says. Y'all comments getting here. Y'all could boo me for this. I'll even hit my own button for this. If you want me booed, I'll hit the button. All right. But just put C if you guys aren't C. I'll boo myself. But I'm telling you right now, if they hire Deion Sanders, I'm telling you right now, the Dallas Cowboys are back up.
Back up. So you mean they're good? It's a good hire. Okay.
That's a damn good hire. Are you crazy? Speed.
Yeah, I didn't know which way you were going with this for a second.
No, the Dallas Cowboys are back up, meaning like they're not going to be the third in the division. They're not. They're going to be competing for the number 1 slot with Philadelphia. Deion Sanders is a leader of men, too. Don't get it twisted. He got the cachet. He got the swag. Just because it's college and they're younger doesn't mean a damn thing. A leader of men is a leader of men. Deion Sanders get hired for Dallas Cowboys right now. Dallas Cowboys going to be a great damn team. Dak Prescott's going to figure it out, because you know what else is good about Deion Sanders? He's smart. He'll get the right offensive coordinator to help the Dak Prescotts of the world. He's going to get the right the defensive coordinator to get that defense ready to go. CeeDee Lamb's going to be a beast. You want to talk about what's the safety over there? His brother. What's his name? His brother from
Diggs.
Diggs.
Well,
He
the
go in there.
quarterback?
He
Yeah.
coach Diggs up
Yeah.
over that. I'm telling you, he'll want that job. And I'm telling you right now, Dallas will not be a pushover team. They'll compete for number one if Deion Sanders coming here, and that's what scares me, Speed. I don't care what Giants fans is telling me. Giants fans is like, no, man, I'm telling you, we're gonna kill him. That's a terrible hot. No, I'm telling you right now, we get Deion Sanders in there, we're done. What's cooked for the Giants? We got Speed.
I think they're teetering. I think if they got hired Deion, I think they're going to be taking a step in the right direction. I agree with you. But it'll be interesting. Is Deion going to want to keep Dak? Is he going to want to somehow get up and get his son? Or because there's a situation where he could be coaching against his son. If somehow Shador slips to 3, imagine Deion in Dallas, Shador in New York, and that matchup 2 times a year for however much time is going on. I don't know. I don't know if Deion will be able to do that. I don't know if he'd be able to sit with that. I don't know if that would sit right. So, but a lot of rumors happen that, hey, maybe you trade him to Tennessee, Dak to Tennessee. You get the number 1 pick, and Shador comes to Dallas, and Tennessee has their quarterback too. Those are rumors getting spread. I don't know how it's going to work, but listen, Deion to Dallas, it just has seemed written in the stars. It seemed like that was going to happen from the day Deion started, at Jackson State to now. It might come full fruition. And McCarthy did sign back, I think, in part that Dallas kind of knew that this was in the fold, right? They knew they had Deion. Jerry Jones has been talking to Deion for a long time. And I'm worried, like you, that Deion might get his team turned around the right direction again, and they could be a force. It would be bad news for us.
And I agree. And Speed, I'm sorry, guys. Forgive me. We usually have hef for this part, but we're gonna get it going. Hold on.
Holy shit! A super chat.
Listen, man, we do have a super chat in here, man.
Chris
Shout out
K.
Chris. Shout out to Chris, man. We gotta hit you with the boo.
The best.
Shout out, man. Speed, you got this, brother?
I got you. Shout out to my brother Nicky Stacks on the Wheel of Fortune appearance. We were just talking about that earlier in the episode. Fucking Nicky Stacks coming on to Jeopardy, man. Good for him. I didn't see the show, so I don't know how he ended up. You guys gotta tell me. But I can't wait to watch it. Got a DVR. That's our boy too. We love the shit out of Nicky, and hope he killed it, man. Because that guy's electric. He's an electric personality. That red hair, man. He's got going. He's got going on too.
And I just want to bring this for Jay, really quick, man. I'm sorry, Jay. No, it's all right. I'm sorry about that. But I just want to bring this up from Jay, man. Did we forget about Washington already? No, I just think Washington took advantage of the opportunity of Dallas being down. Let's not forget about Dallas of who they are. We do understand Dallas is Dallas. And plus, Dak was out. Dak was out the whole year. So, of course, somebody got to go, rise in the rankings. And the damn sure wasn't going to be the Giants. So we do understand Washington taking advantage. Washington's going to have to battle it out with Dallas next season. I'm telling you right now. And I think Dallas is going to be the ones to compete. I think Dallas is already there. They just need a better coach. That's just my opinion on it. But
so
no,
it's them 3 and us
I love Washington,
but I don't sitting, hanging out in the back, I guess. That's what's going to end up happening for the rest of the time now? Are we just stuck in the back seat? Is it just them fighting for the top spot now? What are we going to do, E? What are we going to do?
Well, listen, as far as the Giants is concerned, Spee, and I hate to say this, and I want them to prove me wrong, but I'm tired of being Spee, and you know this, and I got to go backwards to go forward. Forgive me, but you already know the vibes, persona, me being the happy-go-lucky Giants fans. Behind the scenes, guys, my brothers used to be like, "Man, it just can't all be good, Eli. It just all can't be. Like you gotta look at reality a little bit, Eli." And I'm like, "No, the Giants are great, man. Whoop-de-doo." But doing this whole thing, the podcasting, and then taking those blinders off, you kind of see reality a little bit different pertaining to your team. Okay. So when I say this, guys, I say this, and I hope they prove me wrong. But looking at the reality of where the Giants is at the moment and how far they need to go, we're not ready, Speed. The Giants will finish last in the division again. Clip it, bookmark it, whatever the hell it is for YouTube to save this moment. But I don't think the Giants are going to be competing for anything. In fact, I think they'll clean house, and it'll look good. They'll look good doing it. They'll be in a lot of close games, Speed, but they'll lose by a field goal here or drop pass there. The Giants will giant. And I just think they'll be in last place, Speed. And then the argument will be, well, at least they were competing and they were trying so much. Brian Daboll, if so-and-so could have caught the ball or if so-and-so could have made that sack and if so-and-so, I think we should keep him. No, all that's going to happen for us again, and we're going to be dead last. And I'm going to say, clean house. It's time. So, Speed, I don't think we're going to be even better. That's just my opinion. Yeah.
No, listen, you're right on that. It seems dark. The tunnel seems dark right now. There's no light at it right now. But let's see, man. The draft brings new hope, and let's see which way they go with the offseason. But I want to real quick talk about the team on the other side of on the other side of MetLife per se. The Jets. What do they do at coach? Because they're just casting a large net. Would you mind seeing McCarthy there and bring back Aaron Rodgers? Just is that their best chance to win right now? Because they're not in position to draft any of these quarterbacks. What's the best get right quick scheme for the Jets to get right? Because they have a roster that could win. They just need a coach.
Speed, I'll be honest with you, bro. And it sounds crazy, but of course, I don't think they're going to move on from Aaron Rodgers. Like you said, they don't have the draft. I don't think it's the proper draft. So right. I think Aaron Rodgers is coming back, but I like chaos too, Speed. I like a shit show too. And I'm telling you right now, Mike McCarthy to the Jets should be at the top of their list right now. And I know him and Aaron Rodgers. And they should. Because they just interview Rex Ryan, for goodness sake.
Right.
What are we doing here? Jets will always jet. But give me the good chaos. Mike McCarthy, the Aaron Rodgers all over again. And I know they hate each other, but boy, that'll be exciting for New York. I'm not going to lie. Mm-hmm. I would love to see that. The one person I don't want to see at a Jet or anywhere near the Jets, because I think he's an awesome coach. And you guys will see in tomorrow of the breakdown of how I broke down this man's career. But I don't want to see Aaron Glenn over there. Give him another team that's a little bit more ready to go. And I don't mean the Jets aren't ready to go. Okay. I don't think the Jets aren't they're ready to go. Yeah. But I think his leash is going to be a whole lot shorter than because we've seen what happened. So I think his leash should be a whole lot shorter, and then they'll run him out of town. So and then and we all know what happens to head coaching or head coaches around the league once they get fired from New York or another team. They really go to the bottom of the barrels. He's such a good coach, and I don't want that to happen to him for this franchise because the owner is complete ass. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
The owner's ass.
I hear you.
So I just don't want him to go over there and ruin anything he has going on. And we could talk about how Todd Bowles had success after the Jets, but that was a totally different situation that he got himself into there. And that's a story for another time. But keep Aaron Glenn away from there. Keep him away from there.
Okay. McCarthy seems like the most ideal way to get right quick. But man, Aaron Glenn is I feel like he's got that ability to maybe be a culture changer, which the Jets need a culture change right now. He will get that defense playing tough, and that defense has a lot of talent on it. So if you get that defense back to playing top 5 football, you have a chance in every game. Then you get somebody to work with Aaron Rodgers, and I don't know who that guy's going to be, but I think Aaron Rodgers is their best shot at getting back to the playoffs. Because what are you going to do, Jameis Winston, another bridge quarterback? Sam Darnold ain't coming back. I can guarantee you that. Yeah. So they're not in a position to draft the top 2 or even top 3 quarterbacks at this point. I don't know what they're going to do. So Aaron Rodgers to the Jets seems the most plausible. The way to do it probably is McCarthy, but man, Aaron Glenn is a culture changer, and I'm very interested to see where he's going to go. Chicago might be the place. Like a defense, get that defense right with Caleb.
I would like that, right? I would like that for him. I mean, but again, if you look at Chicago, is my guy over there, I forget his name, the GM. Is he a lame duck GM at this point? Because if they
Chicago's,
I forget his name, Chris Poles or Ryan Poles. Yeah, he might be a lame duck GM this season. So he hires this head coach, and they don't. And again, he's going to be a first-time head coach, I do believe, in Aaron Glenn. So you hire that guy, and the record doesn't seem what it needs. It's not where it needs to be as far as the record is concerned. Then what do? You clean house, and there's his opportunity again, one and done. And tomorrow.
Yeah, but where's his perfect spot? That's the problem. Like you you got to somehow take one of these jobs if you're Aaron Glenn too,
Well,
right? Like,
here's the thing, Speed. I think he needs to go into a situation where a GM is also out as well. So, what are we looking at? I think
Tennessee.
there we go. I was just about to say it was Tennessee. I wanted you to correct me. Tennessee's the perfect spot for him, I think. And don't forget, they still have the #1 overall pick, if I'm not mistaken.
do.
So you
They
coming
do.
in there and you getting draft capital. They're still as far as salary cap, I believe that they're okay. They're not in any strapped for cash situation over there. So
Yeah.
he could come in and actually with the GM and work together and actually build something over there. And that's going to take 3 years to figure out, hopefully for them. So if they have a bad record 1 year, I think it's going to take another, like the owner would give them another 2 more years to figure it out. You know what I'm saying? While you have Chicago, that's probably only going to be a year because of Ryan Poles and his record now. I say the safest bet for him to take that job in is definitely Tennessee, hands down.
I can see that. Yeah, I can see where you want to go. Where somewhere where you're matched up with the GM, just much like our GM and head coach. You know what? I wonder if they weren't matched up, one of them would be gone now, probably, right? Like if they didn't come in together, one of them would probably be fired at this point. But when you come in together, you're on the same timeline. That's why we didn't want them to split up, these two. If you're going to fire them both. If you're going to keep them both, and then we'll start over again. So it'll be interesting. But hey, Namar, if I said your name wrong, please tell me. But he brought up a good name, Brian Flores to the Jets. That might be a guy. Because again, I think if they get that defense right, they're ahead of the game there. They have a lot of talent there. He's another leader of men. You hear everywhere he goes, he's going to be the leader there, and maybe he's a guy that turns their program around.
And it's funny because y'all in my head, you guys are in my video before it even drops. I might have to drop it tonight for y'all. But the one name I used in that video,
Tennessee, shit. Sarge's right. Tennessee
did
not fire. They didn't fire Callahan. Callahan is their coach. Bill Callahan. My bad.
It is. I was about to say I knew that. I knew it was one way or the other.
We fucked it up.
But hey, the new GM can come in and actually can fire the head coach, right? Because I believe they did.
Good, but I wouldn't want that. Probably.
Let's see what happens over there. But thank you, Sarge. With that being said, Brian Flores, right? And I hope I'm wrong here. But I don't think Brian Flores will get another head coaching opportunity.
Ooh,
and I'll break and it is, and I break it down on a video that is dropping tomorrow, guys, about the Rooney Rule. You'll see, and it's in as much detail because again, I don't want to be that type of show where we're like really diving into it. But guys, I could get deep in the bag, and if you guys like this video and want me to go down a rabbit hole and dig a little deeper, I'm that guy for you. Trust me.
Investigator, let's go.
Yeah, I'll pull out files from years ago. Like I'm that type of guy. And listen, Speed, I was going crazy because I had literally paragraphs of stuff that I did not put in this video. So definitely look out for it tomorrow. And that was a name. I don't want to go into too much detail of what I said about Brian Flores, but I just don't, unfortunately, man, I just don't.
Tune in.
Don't see it. I hope I'm wrong though. I hope I'm wrong though. So tune in tomorrow, man. It's probably going to be about noonish, guys. We dropped that video, so stay tuned for that. Great question, man.
Yeah, and one more super chat here. We got Chris K, another one.
The curveball.
He's on fire. If Bowen goes to New England, what do you guys think of making Andre Patterson the DC? It's someone keeps continuity. He's been an assistant DC and he's helped Dex's game get to an all-pro level. Listen, it seems like the reading the tea leaves, Chris, it seems like Bowen's actually back. He's telling everybody that he's back. I don't know what to think about that. It's on one hand, we say how guys should have more than 1 year to prove themselves. And Shane Bowen was running his defense with Wink's guys. And Wink's guys are very specifically made to Wink's system. And so it was a lot of these guys are miscast. So on one hand, I want to give this guy a little bit more time to get guys that will fit his system better. On the other hand, it's just so damn unimpressive. Got run over nonstop. We didn't feel like we didn't out scheme anybody defensively. So it's a hard sell for me. I kind of wish he went to Tennessee so we can start over. But I don't know. What are your thoughts on this? On Shane Bowen coming back because it doesn't look like it.
Listen, man. as much as I would love, because I really thought when Wink left that they were going to keep the continuity a little bit and elevate someone from the position, whether it's D lineman, whatever like cornerback, whoever you felt was available. But I gotta question the staff of Brian Daboll then, where he couldn't go in house and pull someone else up and be like, "Hey, come take control of these guys and help me out here." Because again, I think Coughlin did it. I mean, again, it was I think Bill Sheridan at the time, and that crapped the bed.
Oh,
so I get it. I get it of why you don't go within sometimes, but I thought you at least give him a shot. You had a terrible season anyway. You know what I mean? But yeah, he's back, man. I get it. I understand. We all want continuity. We all want people to stay to kind of figure it out this year, Speed. But again, the first year just wasn't good. When you're looking at certain people going out into coverages and they're supposed to be rushing the quarterback, when you see them not even trying to stop the run, when you see the effort on the field from certain players, that's coaching. And as much as we blame the head coach for, guess what? Brian Daboll's not in the meeting rooms all the time when it comes to the defensive scheme. So guess what defensive players do when they don't like the scheme? They get lackadaisical. They don't pay attention. They don't try as hard because they don't like the scheme. And guess what? Deonte Banks, if I was to sit him down right now next to me, he'll probably go, dude, I was playing at a position, at a scheme. It's not the scheme I'm used to. This is why he was successful under Wink, because Wink wanted him, number one, and Wink made it fun to watch. Yes, he got bulldozered over in the run game, but still it was fun to watch.
Turnovers.
Yeah, he got turnovers, and those guys were playing at a high level over there. But I'm telling you right now, I don't think they like the scheme. I do understand continuity. I do understand wanting to try to get his guys in the draft and figure this out, but I just don't see nothing great coming from Shane Bowen. Is it Shane Bowen yet? From Bowen at this point. I really don't see anything great coming from him. The fact I don't even know his name is freaking insane.
Right. And Chris, to your point, I don't think they're going to fire Shane Bowen at this point. I think the only two options are he's going to New England or he's staying to be the defensive coordinator here. So it doesn't look, I haven't heard that they've requested him to be interviewed for the DC position over there. So it seems like more than likely we're stuck with Shane. And again, it might be like, hey, bring the band back together for one more year. Let's see where we're at. And then it makes it easier at the end of the day to just flush it all down the tubes if it goes south again.
And you fire them all. Fire them
right.
all.
Just clean house. We'll see. Like I hate to be this negative this close, this quickly.
We got all off season. We got all off season.
I know. We could do this all for a long time. But hey, we're going to talk draft, man. We're going to talk Giants football in the future. But this for now, we're going to talk playoff football because we have good football to watch and we have some good games coming up. Let's end it like over here, E. Let's end it on talking about divisional football round. I want you to rank games.
I was good at it.
We did.
I was good
at it. Nailed it last week.
I nailed it. Let's see if I nail it this week.
Nailed the wild card round and how your level of interest in each game and how they're going to turn out. So let's start from game 1, 4:30 on Saturday. Texans Chiefs. What's your scale 1 to 4 of where you put them in terms of excitement? Any excitement for you on this game?
I'm excited as far as looking at it in this game. Let me rank them to what's game to watch the most as far as 4 games that weekend. So
yes,
I'm gonna say they are number 2. Those guys, and the reason why I put them at 2 because if the Texans come out and be the Texans that we saw last week, Kansas City might be in trouble. But I think they will win. But Kansas City will have a tough time with those boys, and I hope they make it interesting. I really, really do. I'm proud of Kansas City. Listen,
that defense travels, right? That's what they say all the time. And that defense, those edge rushers, Hunter gets after it, and Will Anderson, they get after the quarterback. So, listen, I think I just heard that the Chiefs haven't played a game in like 24 days. I don't know if that's true, but it seems like it's been several weeks since their last game. Maybe it's just Mahomes, right? Maybe Mahomes hasn't played in that long. I don't know what it is, but it's been too long since their last game. There might be some rust there. And if you catch them a little bit sleeping in that first quarter, you get the lead. It takes the crowd out of it. It changes things. Now, CJ Stroud. Let's see if CJ Stroud can put up one more big performance, man. Let's see what kind of balls he's got in him. Right? Let's see if he can match up with the GOAT. The spread right now is 8.5. So they're giving Texans virtually no shot here over
taking
a touchdown.
The dog still. I'm taking the
dog.
Yeah,
I feel you. I feel you. So you're liking this game. So let's go to the other game now. I want this game to be good, but Commanders Lions. What do you think about Commanders Lions Saturday night?
4. That's Commanders.
That might be the end of the road, right?
Yeah, Commanders are gonna get steamrolled. They're gonna get steamrolled. That's the game's not gonna be exciting at all. I'll put that ranking number 4 right there.
Yeah. No, you're right. You're right there. I mean, listen, Dan Daniels, phenomenal rookie season, probably runaway rookie of the year, like you said. But like team for team, how is Washington going to stop the Lions' offense? And I just don't see it happening. I think that crowd's going to be nuts. Dan Cale's going to have them ready to fucking go. They're healthier now. And I think they're going to run them out the gym. The spread is 9.5 of that game. And I might be looking to take Detroit still.
I'm taking Detroit. No, I'm taking Detroit still. They're going to win at least by 10, let's say. So
they're not stopping. Washington's not stopping that Lions offense.
Not at all.
But
not at all.
Sunday's going to be fun. I want to hear what you thought about this game. Rams versus Eagles kick us off at 3:00. What are your thoughts on that game? Yeah.
Listen, I'm excited, man. Of course, we got to default and put them by 3 because I already put Kansas City up there. So that's going to be a 3. I'm going to be honest with you, man. This is it's close.
Here.
This is a close to an evenly matched game, I think, right now. Like I know I said Washington and Tampa Bay was. I think LA and Philly, they're really close, man. I really do think. And you want to know? I say LA edges it out by 3 points.
Ooh, you think LA wins?
I think they win by 3 points in Philly.
Ooh.
In Philly. And I think it's gonna be a very tight game. Philly's gonna do well. The offense is the offense, but there's something about that Philly defense that I'm just not sold on just yet. Yeah, they look good. They look good doing it, but not when you get a Matthew Stafford in there. I'm just saying. And when you get a Nakua, I think his name is.
Yeah, Puka Nakua.
I like that guy. I really do. I really do.
I know.
I really do, man. He's a stud. So now you got a little bit of a higher powered offense in there. I'm telling you right now, I think they'll win by 3. But I'm going to put this by the 3 margin there, of course.
I think you're right. Listen, I think that the Rams are going to put up a better fight than the Packers did. The Packers lost every wide receiver they had. Jordan Love looked out of sorts. Stafford's not going to be scared at the moment. They got Nakua. They got Kupp. They got Kyron Williams, who's been running the ball well, and they're getting after the pass rusher. The passer. But the problem is that offensive line might just dominate. Philly offensive line might dominate them because this is a rematch, I believe, and they ran the Rams out the gym. The Philly did. So I don't know how they're going to stop that Philly running game, and that's what I'm worried about. I'm worried about them, like Philly, just controlling the clock, running them down, and just sucking the life out of them in Philly. I hope I'm wrong. I pray I'm wrong. I pray that Stafford has a chance. They can take advantage with Nakua. Maybe the rookie DB they got there, who's Mitchell, who's good, but maybe he's a rookie. Who knows? I'm worried about it, I'm worried about it. I think Philly might cruise. I'm worried that they're going to cruise here.
Your camera froze because they were like the malarkey you're talking right now. You're talking malarkey. Bug me.
I know. I don't want to be right. Hold on. But real quick, we got a real super chat here. Tuto. We haven't seen you in a minute, Tuto. What's up? Welcome back. Respects to NYR and all the diehard fans across the pond. Greetings from our entire Italian national rugby team. In Italian, please slap all them sticky boys. Losers. Love you, Tuto, man. I appreciate you, my man. The man. I'm worried about it. So I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong on that, and I hope you're right. I hope the Rams give them all they can. But here's the thing. This is all leading up to the big one. Leading up to the big one.
Hold on, Speed. There's something right there. Tuto just put another one in there, and I'm really interested in this one right here. What is this one?
Hey. Okay.
Oh, hold on. You get the double air horns.
First of all, double air horns. Thank you, sir. We love you, Tuto, man. Again, okay. So Spiro, please mark your calendars. Saturday. You know what? I should put it in my calendar right now.
Right now.
Saturday, February 1st. Italy playing, I guess Scotland. I guess is that versus Scotland? I don't know. It said 5:30 Eastern Standard. You gonna be up that early? Because you better get your ass up or put that DVR on.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We're gonna have that DVR ready to go. I'm telling you right now. That's what we got it for.
Yo, we get to witness
Tuto in action. Is this Tuto in action or no?
O-line destroyer. We get to witness him and keep the hospitals all day. Please pray for my victims, mate. Oh, I love it. Tuto,
is this Tuto playing? Is this the rugby?
Yeah, yo, this is for real. Tuto's playing. I'm setting my reminder right now. Tuto, I will not miss it. It is going to get DVR'd. I might have to DM you to find out what channel. I would love to see you knock some heads off and do some work out there, my man.
For real. I would love to see that.
Yeah.
That's
hell yeah. Hell yeah.
We've been waiting for this. We be like, yo, man, Tuto must have been training because we haven't seen him in a little bit.
Trying to say
he must be ready now. All right, Tuto. We're going to watch this, Tuto. Listen, you can't disappoint us because I'm telling you, we're sending you some New York Revival merch so you can play on the pitch or whatever it's called up there, right? Correct me if I'm wrong, brother, all right? We're going to get you some merch this way you can wear it up there and you really, slap them stanky boy losers for us.
Let's go. And we're gonna give everybody the scoop on what channel. I'm gonna get it from you, Tuto. I gotta find you on TV or whatever website it is. We have to. One more super chat from our former revivalist of the month. We love you, Scoobs. Let's go. Part of me feels that 07 vibe from the Commanders. Underdogs coming in hot. JD5 is on a roll.
I said that about
I don't know
the LA, bro. I said, yo, they're giving me that 07 vibe. It's funny you say that. I said that about the Rams. Because listen, these guys are struggling throughout the season too, and everyone counted them out. And I'm like, yo, they're giving me that Giants vibe. So it's funny. She picked the Commanders. I picked the Rams on that one. Shout out to LA Rams.
Oh man. Listen, if they're gonna win, JD5's got to put on an all-time performance. It's got to be all-time. Rookie year, man, it's putting a lot on his plate. And I know, Dan Quinn could coach up that defense. Hopefully, I just don't see a world where they can keep that Lions offense in check. I just don't see it. And Aaron Glenn's got that defense playing very well. They're just clicking on all cylinders, man. I want to like Jaden Daniels. I want to root for him here, but I kind of just love the Lions, and I just can't see a world where they lose. I can't.
Yeah, it's not gonna be close. I'm gonna be honest with you. I love Jaden Daniels. I love watching him. It's just not gonna be close.
Look at what
I was born ready to break.
Give him that air horn. Give me that last air horn for that. He just breaking people.
One more time.
I can't wait to see it. Man.
Shout out Tuto, man. Let's
go.
All
right, lastly, real quick, before we wrap, Ravens, Bills, 6:30 Sunday night. It ain't even close.
Number one.
Speed.
You know what? I was thinking.
Matchup.
I was thinking, man, Tommy's could be on the menu.
Ooh,
just saying.
Shit, man.
I was thinking, don't threaten me with a good time, but listen, I might have a good time.
Running up the flagpole.
Let's run it up the flagpole. We might have to see that at the most electric place that we go to on the island here, guys. If you don't know, now you know. This is our spot here on the island, Staten Island. If you're in New York.
Double T's, Tommy's Tavern, baby.
Tommy's Tavern. I'm talking about the place is electric. It's packed every day. Packed. And
it's gonna be electric there.
Oh my god, bro! Like watching that game, it's gonna be. Remember the last time I think we did playoffs, and it was crazy. Remember we did hockey there too. It was even insane. We did the Rangers game there.
Yes,
bro.
It's the best.
Speaking of the Rangers, Speed.
Hey,
they catching fire.
Yo, okay. So things were looking really bad. Like they lost like 15 out of 20 at one point. So they were down in the dumps. The people were quitting on the season. We traded Trouba. We traded Kako. It looked like it was going to be fire sale.
Yeah.
Then something turned. It's almost like, and what I'm going to quit this to is that they were so close to winning that Stanley Cup last year. It was it was written in the stars. It seemed like it was going to happen, and the letdown after not have that happen, the hangover they had, it seemed to trickle over into this season. And they started off slow. They then they started losing, and they traded Chuba, and it seemed like the locker room had the air taken out of it. They just kind of quit on the season for no reason. Like, this team is too talented to fall the way they did. But you know what? A funny thing happened. They started playing better hockey again. Their will and their willpower and it looked like they were interested in the game again. And here we go. They've won 4 out of the last 5. 4 out of the last 6. They're back up to 500. They are about, I think, 4 points out of a wild card place, and it seems like they have a little life again. And again, I said there's too much talent in this room for them to just go quietly into the night. So we have a hockey season again. There's a pulse, and we're back. I see a little pulse. They're out in Colorado right now playing against a very good Avalanche team. They're tied at 1 after the first period. I think it's going to be. I think we might have a little turnaround coming here. And if we can get to that Rangers game, I still am going to get you there this year. I know it's going to happen. If I can get you to a Rangers game, you're going to be full on #1 fan.
By the way, we will be going to a Knicks game this year.
Oh, yes.
That's
a spring. We got a spring game lined up. We got a spring game lined up.
Yes,
shout out to everybody who wants to come meet us out there in the city. We're going to be at the Garden.
We're going to have a good time. And by the way, I know we didn't go into it, man. Lamar, Josh, electric. Let me say this right now. And again, you guys, I've said this on record. This is just not now. But I've been a favorite. This is my second team. I love this team since the Todd Heap, the Jamal Lewis, the Kyle Bowler. I can go on.
Ray Lewis.
The Ray Lewises of the world, the Ed Reeds. I'm a Raven. My second team is the Ravens. Okay, guys?
That's fair.
So I would love to see them at least make it to the Super Bowl. And yes, when the Giants played the Ravens, I was like, damn it. Wow. But guess what? I'm a Giants fan, so I was rooting for the goddamn Giants because they're #1.
We shouldn't. That was a rough Super Bowl.
No, listen, man, it was bittersweet. It was bittersweet. I really wanted the Giants to win. It was bittersweet. But guess what? I'm hoping the Ravens go out there and kill it. It's time for Lamar to win one. It's time for him to make it to the dance because guess what? He's the greatest talent that we'll ever see in the NFL as far as being Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP. I'm calling it right now. But, man, he needs hardware. He needs hardware, man, to close it in. He'll be a Hall of Famer, but the hardware will be a first ballot for him, and that's another debate for another time, Speed.
Yeah. I mean, listen, you know who else needs hardware? Josh Allen. Josh Allen, they're the same.
They're Hall of Famers, but they need hardware, bro.
Yep. They are right there. They're both all-pro players, both 28 years old. You know, there's not much left for both of them to do other than make it to the Super Bowl and win one. Yeah. And both are playing at MVP levels again this year. Lamar probably will edge him out, but Josh Allen dragged a pretty mediocre roster to a 13. What were they? 13-4, something like that. Yeah, 13-4. Home game, a home game in the second round of the playoffs. So both of these guys are deserving. One of them's going to go home empty-handed again this year, and I just hope this battle is everything it looks like it's hyped up to be, man, because it should be awesome. At nighttime in Buffalo.
And
Ravens
speak froze up there.
And I just hope it lives up to the hype, like I said.
I totally agree. No, don't worry, Speed. Don't worry. But I hope it does too, Speed. And I really do hope, and that's crazy to say this, but I really do hope the Texans take care of business because I think without Patrick Mahomes in there, those guys legitimately have a shot at the Super Bowl, both those guys. But if Patrick Mahomes move forward,
he'll be there.
Any of those guys.
I don't think any of those
guys.
Who the fuck?
I'm hoping not.
Nobody's beating them. They know their defense. Here's the thing about the Chiefs right now. Their defense is starting to carry them. It's not even Mahomes. Yeah. They have the greatest player of all time, and their defense is just shutting people down. Spags in that defense.
Steve Spagnuolo, man. He should have been got a call. To the GOAT. He might be one of the best defensive coordinators of all time. You think he'll get a shot again?
I think he's going to go to the Hall of Fame as a defensive coordinator.
Well, no one. I don't think a coordinator.
Super Bowls.
Someone corrected us and said a coordinator never made it into the Hall of Fame.
Yeah,
I don't know how true that is, but they said
you
a
might be
coordinator.
right.
Someone said that recently because we was like, "Yeah, man, he should get in," and they were like, "Yo, a coordinator never made it in." So we'll do that research on that
a
one.
Coordinator also hasn't won, I don't think, 4 Super Bowls before. So
No, they gotta let him
for everything. They have to.
I think they should make him a head coach, though. I think he should get another shot again on another team. I mean, listen, he's getting paid $5 million a year.
I don't think. Yeah, I don't know if he wants to be a coach again. To take on all that pressure, you had a cushy ass job as a Kansas City Chiefs defensive coordinator. You're going to go down as one of the greatest of all time. Why go back to it at this age? He's older. He's getting a little long in the tooth. Fuck that, dude. You're making.
I got
good
a
money.
cushy. I got a cushy. I wouldn't.
Hey, one more from Tuto. He said,
please.
10th Defensive Player of the Year about to be unchained on February 1st. Unchained.
Okay, hold on. Did he say he was the 10th Defensive Player of the Year?
If I'm reading it right,
okay.
He's still taking. He's gonna take some heads off. I can't.
By the way, hold on. He put the channel down, man.
Oh,
Sky Sports Rugby pay-per-view right here, man. The union matches aren't allowed on national broadcast television, mate, due to the violence and the slashing image and the clashing titans, mate. Shout out to Tuto, man. Hopefully I read that right, brother.
I love it. Yes,
dude. Man. So guys, don't forget, man, Sky Sports, man. I know I'm gonna be locked in and glued.
I'll be locked.
I got that. I got that, baby. So
let's go.
Tuto, I'm just saying, man, I'm gonna be watching, man. And listen, if you win,
brother.
I'm gonna figure out how to send some revival.
Hell yeah.
Figure it out over there. All right. But Speed, man. Wow, we're at the end. Shout out to the 503 people that are in the building. Please, if you can, hit that follow button, slap that notification bell, hit that like and repost, guys. Let them know that we are live every Tuesday and every Friday afternoons, every Tuesday night, Friday afternoons. And don't forget, tomorrow a video is dropping on the Rooney Rule by yours truly, Eli Rax, aka Vibes, man. But guys, if you're on YouTube, please hit that subscribe button. Click the notification bell, man, and please leave a comment below. We do appreciate all the support, guys. Man, and on behalf of my brother, Mr. Glass half full of nets.
Speed, nasty.
Ooh, let's go.
And of course, man, shout out to El Jefe, which unfortunately he's probably still on the toilet because someone poisoned him with a little bit of polio string cheese.
Godspeed.
It's your boy Eli Rax, aka Vibes. See you guys on the next one. Peace and blessings. Take us home, Speed.
New York Revival, I'm in the building.
Let's go.
Live with the Wolf High Ground!
Let's go.